The first thing that you want to do is make sure that you've detached or cut the circuit for any electrical devices. With our staging area prepared, we can now move into the kitchen and start by removing the appliances. First up, the sink. So the first thing that you do is you turn off the water. So you just twist these things clockwise. Now you can sever all of the feed lines. And there's several different ways to do it. The gentlest way to do it is to use a wrench and get in there with the wrench.
So. And
then you loosen this. So now you've detached one water line from the sink. You have to do the other one here. Alright, now you've detached both water lines from the sink. Now we have to detach this little feed line. Now we have this feed line for the dishwasher. Now we should detach this waste line from the dishwasher, and that is attached to the garbage disposal here. With a little circlip. So if you just tighten that, you release the clip, and you just pull it out. At this point, all that's left to detach the sink is to detach the waste. And you see some leaking here. That's probably going to happen because lines still have a little bit in them. Okay. That is completely disconnected. This waste line is connected to the cabinet with that little copper collar. So you just need to attach the screws. Now that's detached.
Now that the sink has been taken out, I'm cutting the plumbing line so the cabinet can be removed. Before you do this, make sure the main water supply has been shut off. Before cutting any electrical lines, make sure the power has been shut off.
Hey you guys.
What's up?
Well, since this is an undermount sink, we can't pull the granite off because the sink sits too deep and the granite's much too heavy. So we actually have to pull the sink out. It's usually caulked from the top so it won't fall. I'm not going to guarantee that. It's always good to wear eye protection.
The only thing holding the dishwasher in is going to be these clips right there on the side. Then once you remove those, the dishwasher's free. In some cases you might find that this clip attaches from the dishwasher to the bottom of the countertop, and you have to detach it there. Pull it out gently, trying to lift up a little bit so that you don't scratch the floor. And then at some point you get the dishwasher out far enough to be able to reach in and pull those lines out. There's the water, there's the waste, there's the feed.
Maybe we just want to crap your path, I guess. much lighter than that fridge. The fridge was dense for some reason. Oh, we did.
So in this case, what you have is an electric stove, so there's no gas. So you're just going to pull it out until you can find any possible, connections. If it's a gas appliance, turn off the gas supply and disconnect the supply line. So when you have a range hood, there's 3 different situations that you could run into. One is that it's self-venting, which is a tricky way of saying it doesn't vent at all. It just pulls air up, recirculates through a filter, and pumps it back out into the room. The other kind is vented, which is what this is. And when you have a vented hood, there's several different ways it can vent. It can go into the wall cavity and then out to some outside wall or up to the roof. Sometimes it can go through the upper cabinet. You'll see a vent, a duct going right up. Remove anything that you can to kind of look at the guts and find out what's going on and where it's connected. I see 2 screws right here that look like they're at least fastening possibly to a stud behind. Keep in mind that we haven't fully identified how this is connected electrically yet. There's probably a feed that comes up through the wall. You can see where there are screws into the cabinet above. Okay, now you're in the danger zone. Remove one more screw and the thing can fall on your head. Be sure to prepare for that. There might be such a pressure fit that friction is holding it, in which case you're not in quite the same amount of danger. Once again, you do that only if you determine that you've cut the circuit. As with any demolition, take extreme caution to make sure that when you're removing appliances or cabinets, you remove any critical parts, mounting parts, screws, anything that might be needed for later reinstall. Make sure that you keep it with the unit. With the appliances removed and stacked in the staging area, it's time to take out the cabinets and countertop.